You're tuned in to the DMV Hoops Podcast. The DMV Hoops Podcast is hosted by Kirk Cross.
This is Jonathan Scribner, head girls basketball coach at St. John's College High School, and this is the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things basketball across the Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia areas.
All right,
take my job.
Our fifth team of the evening, St. Andrews, led by head coach Kevin Jones. Coach Jones will be entering his 15th season with the Lions. He has 2 MAC championships on his resume. Coach Jones, if you can please introduce your players, and then the media will ask questions. Again, media, if you can please introduce yourself by name and outlet before your first question. Thank you.
Thank you. Mark, thanks for having us. Thank you to the people here at Spark. Wonderful facility. My first time here, so thanks to them as well. I'm joined by Damon Nelson, junior guard. Joined by Karon Bailey, senior guard. Joined by Jason Peterson, senior forward. And joined by Devin Wingfield, junior guard.
Thanks, Coach. We'll open it up to the media now.
Houston Wilson from Pro Insight. Coach, obviously you got a loaded MAC schedule, but looking at this schedule, a lot of other non-conference events, showcases. Just kind of talk about the expectations for this year and the schedule that you've built out.
No, that's a great question. I think obviously our league is an unbelievable league. So every time we go out during the regular season, all those games are going to be difficult contests, but we really try to challenge ourselves. We open up the first game of the season with Mount Carmel, which likely be the number 1 team in Baltimore this year. Clinton Grace is another great non-conference matchup. Westfield probably be the number 1 public school in Virginia. We're playing Gonzaga DC Classic, Mayhem of Military, Georgetown Prep, ISC MAC Challenge, going to New York over the winter. At this point of the career, I feel like we have talented enough players, and they should be challenged to the highest level. So in our league and outside of our league, that's the that's what we're trying to do.
So, Coach, it was a little shocking to find out you've been there for 15 years.
Shocking to me too, man.
I feel like I'm 500 years old now. What have you learned over that period of time? How have you improved?
Yeah, that's a great question. I always say, I'm an administrator too. I'm our director of athletics at St. Andrews. I think that I've learned a lot. I'm a better coach today than I was 15 years ago. Certainly not the same person. I'm a father of 3. I'm a husband. I'd like to look at myself a little bit more mature. I think situations, somehow I may have handled them my first year versus 15th are definitely different. I think I'm a better listener. I think I'm a better student of the game. I understand that we're out there to win, but I'm very proud of what we've been able to do as a program, seeing young men develop on and off the court. I put our track record up there against anybody in terms of the amount of student athletes that are going on to the next level. We're right there with anybody. So I've learned a lot.
Skylar Nelson, Scholar Athlete Sports Network. Jason, this question is for you. You are coming into this season coming off of an injury. How have you been able to build yourself up to step back out on that court?
I've just been working out with my trainers, working out with Coach Jones, obviously, just getting ready, in shape for the season. And the injury hasn't really bothered me as much, so I've just been out there. If you guys seen DMV Live, I haven't really missed a beat. I was out there playing good, so just getting ready for the season, and I'll be good.
I would just add to that too, Jason. I know there's been a lot of talk about him. Is he healthy? Is he back? He's 100% healthy. As he just mentioned, he had an unbelievable June. He's starting to get a lot of traction. We're excited to have him back, and I think he's going to have a monster, season. Just because again he's healthy, he's worked hard to put himself in a position to excel, and we're very excited to have him back.
Alfonso Duckett, Who's Mizzou Network. This question is for Karon. Just speak a little bit more about being that defensive leader for your team.
Well, I feel like over the years I've been playing with St. Andrews this is about to be my 4th year. We're real big on playing both sides of the ball, and I feel like that's what I do best, play defense, guarding one of the best players on the other team, the guards. I'm fast, quick on my feet, I'm strong, so I do a very good job at keeping the man that's in front of me. And I feel like this year what is going to get us over the hump, get us back in that MAC championship. This was going to get us to win the MAC championship is playing both sides of the ball. So me picking up full court, guarding the best player, having that defensive intensity is just going to link on to my teammates. So that's what I do in practice every day. That's what I'm going to try to implement into the games every time we play to get over that hump.
This question is for Coach Aaron Proy with Prep Hoops Maryland. Coach, you've had a lot of success bringing in transfers that make an impact right away, as well as have multiple years at the school with 3 of those, 4 at the table being such. Speak on some of the most important things that you look in for a potential student athlete to transfer in. I know it's a big difference culture-wise as you're building. You'd rather have them as a freshman, but talk about some of the things you look for.
Yeah, we're big on, obviously all of our schools, I think, could say the same thing, but like the academic fit, we can't take everybody. So, the academic component is obviously, at the top of the list. We're pretty big on character. I think all kids are great kids, but, we really can't make mistakes on character. So if you look at the academics, the character piece, and then obviously you got to be, we want talent. We want you to excel in all 3 of those things. We've been lucky. I've got, great assistant coaches that all, likely could be head coaches. And, they work hard. We work hard to try to, attract the best, the best athletes. So we've had some success, like others with transfers that meet, that criteria.
This is for Damon. Damon, I feel like you really took your game to a whole new level in your all-around game last year. I know you had a good DMV Live, started to get a lot more traction in your recruitment. Just kind of how are you going to take that momentum from the summer into this your junior year?
I had a good season last year, and I just got to keep picking up on that and just keep getting better. And also add more stuff like communication, my defense getting stronger, working my body, and just keep adding to that good season I had in DMV Live.
This one's for Jason. Coming over from Bullis a couple years ago, what's the difference between playing for Coach Bruce Kelly and then Coach Jones?
The difference is I feel like I have a little more freedom playing with Coach Jones. I feel like he lets me do a lot more things I wasn't able to do at Bullis. And just having a bigger role, being able to fill in that leadership spot, and just having trust in me as a player as well.
Jason said I'm a worse coach.
Coach Jones, how does the size of this team compare to that 2020 team that actually won the MAC? How did the size and length of this team compare to that 2020 team?
That's a great question. That team featured Benny Williams, who went on to Syracuse, T.J. Gatson, George Mason and Hofstra. With Jason, and then obviously I would say the recent addition of Steven, at 6'10". The front court's going to be, since 2020, probably the biggest one we had. So obviously we'll have to utilize that size advantage. I think it's going to allow us to rebound a lot better. We're going to be able to attack people inside. I think Jason, just like Steven, are great passers out of the post. So it changes it. Hopefully we're rebounding better. We play fast anyway. But I think if we can limit teams to one shot, we can get out and run a little bit more. We've always played fast, but hopefully this allows us to play a lot faster, kind of controlling the class.
Marcus Helton, Made Hoops. Devin, this question is for you. You've fit in here pretty seamlessly. It seems like you had a big summer playing with Mid-Atlantic Select and with St. Andrews. How's the transition been, and what are your expectations for this season?
The transition has been pretty good, transitioning over here from a public school. I feel like we had a productive summer. We just got to build on the summer. We want to win the MAC this year, so I feel like I fit in pretty well.
What are the things you feel like you can bring?
I feel like I can bring leadership, a little bit of defense, they need to score, just anything they need to do to help win.
Chelsea's Mitchell, Capital Hoops. Question for Damon. A couple years into the program now, coming from Spalding. Just talk about how you think you're stepping into a leadership role as a point guard.
Last year I was a sophomore. I was pretty young, and all the seniors, they were mostly like the leaders. So I feel like this year, going to my junior year, all the seniors graduating, I feel like I have like a way bigger role now, and like I gotta like keep being more of a leader and like just start helping like the new transfers like get comfortable like they did with me, and yeah.
Jeff Smith, Panther Media. This question for Damon. Last year in the game at Potomac, you hit a big half-court buzzer beater to close out the first half that really shifted the momentum in that game. What do you remember about that play?
Yeah, it was very exciting. Yeah, I feel like that pushed us to like it gave us like a momentum. It was going in the second half. I feel like that was very good for us, and like I feel like that picked us up because I know the first half of that game we weren't playing as well, and like I feel like that gave us momentum for the second half.
Skylar Nelson again from Scholar Athlete Sports Network. This question is for the players. Coach, you can answer if you would like as well. But how has playing in DMV Live and Capital Hoops and even just AAU has kind of prepared you for what the season is going to be and what you guys are about to face?
I think it helped, like, just seeing where our team is at in the summer without that many practices and, like, plays and all that. Yeah, just seeing, like, where we, like, obviously we had a lot of new transfers, a lot of new people stepping into different roles. I think our only really two returns is Damon and Karon. So just seeing where everybody plays out with each other really helped.
I feel like the DMV got the best hoops in the country, and every time we play in those events like Capital Hoops, DMV Live Session, it's just iron sharpening iron. Everybody can hoop, everybody can defend, everybody's athletic. So us being together, gelling together, and going against other competition that's just as good as us is what makes us better.
Yeah, I would add that from the coaching aspect too. I mean, I think we're spoiled in this area. We, are fortunate to play in events like DMV Live and see hundreds of coaches on the sidelines, and that's not normal. It might be normal in this area, but it's the competition. The way you're challenged as a coach. Of course, it's going to prepare you. When you get to the season, because sometimes you're not even going to be playing teams as good as the teams you're playing in the summer.
Joseph Mitchell, Capital Hoops. Coach, you alluded to it with the addition of Steven and Jason. Usually Jason would probably be the tallest player on your team, but with the addition of Steven standing at 6'10", does that change your offensive philosophy at all? More 3-out, 2-in, more 4-out, 1, less 4-out, 1-in than usual?
Yeah. Fortunately for us, we play in a style where we want everybody to be able to dribble, pass, and shoot, so we'll still do a lot of 5-out offense, but certainly I'd be a bad coach if we didn't utilize our size. So we're definitely, people are going to have to make some decisions certainly when they play us. If you're going to guard Jason one-on-one, it's going to be a tough matchup. If you're going to guard Steve one-on-one, that's going to be a tough matchup. Most people are going to have to help, and then that's where it's going to get tricky with what coaches do. You're going to leave Damon Nelson open in a corner, shooting a three. If you got to help, off the weak side, or Devin, or guys that aren't even here today. So it's going to give me certainly some creativity, as a coach to challenge coaches and see, they're going to have to make some decisions defensively, how they plan to defend. So it's obviously an asset for us that we haven't had, as my man alluded to, since 2020.
This is for Coach again. This is Aaron Proy with Prep Hoops Maryland. Coach, since I've been covering you, this seems to be the most offensive talent that you've had, especially with the three guards that we have at the podium here. Does that that boost your offense? Does that kind of unlock new actions that you can run and some differences in the game plan that you think you'll approach on a nightly basis?
Yeah, I would say, most people that have played for me. I don't hold guys back, so people have a lot of freedom, as Jason alluded to. They've got a lot of flexibility to do things. So I'm excited. I think we have strong leadership. We obviously have strong guard play. That makes my job a lot easier. They're obviously an extension of me, and I let them play until I need to reel things in. So yeah, I'm excited. It's a great, like you said, a great backcourt. We should have a pretty solid starting five. I think we have a good bench. So, it's going to be fun. These are fun teams to coach, which is why we've challenged ourselves with that schedule.
All right, St. Andrews, thank you very much. Best of luck to you guys this season. Next up will be Flint Hill in 5 minutes. Flint Hill in 5 minutes.
And now, post-podium access with Kirk Cross.
Kirk Cross with the DMV Hoops Podcast. We've got Coach Kevin Jones, St. Andrews Episcopal. And what folks might not remember, our first DMV Hoops Podcast guest with the most listens so far. Coach Jones, I'm in your gym all the time, so I know why I'm there. I know why people should come there. But for our listeners, tell them why should they find themselves over in Potomac, Maryland, come December, January, and February of next year.
Well, of course, to listen to you announce the games, but no, just I think it will be fun. I mean, we play a lot of good teams. Look, win or lose, it's going to be a fun atmosphere. We play quality opponents. We have quality players. It's a fun style. And people enjoy the games. If you've ever been to our games, good home crowd, people love basketball, so it's just fun and exciting to watch.
This will be our third season calling your games. This team looks like the best you've had. Now, I have not had the fortune of calling a championship with you yet. Can we preface this season and say perhaps, I don't want to put you on the line, can this be the season? Do you like your chances?
Well, that's a trick question, but we have to goal, every year, to try to win the conference championship. And obviously, we've come up short some years, we've won it some years. It's a talented group, but like I do tell them, this team hasn't won one game, so we're going to approach it one day at a time, try to stack days, as the kids like to say, and just get better and better each day. And if we do what we're supposed to do, we'll have that opportunity. I mean, and that's all we want, an opportunity to compete for that championship. So we'll see what, how things play out, but we like our chances.
Going to make some noise in Potomac this winter?
You're not going to let it go, are you? Hey, we're going to be fun to watch. Come check us out, man.
All right, Coach Kevin Jones, St. Andrews Episcopal. Thank you, Coach, and I'll see you in a few weeks, right?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
You're tuned in to the DMV Hoops Podcast. Thanks for listening.